Hey YouTube, I'm not sure if this is going to be part 2 or the end of part 2 or part 3 of my tailstock die holder. Now, the original intro video, I'm not sure what I was ingested there, but I wasn't speaking very clearly, and maybe I really didn't know what I wanted in the first place. But my tailstock die holder I got from the little machine shop holds 2 different size dies. Okay, I don't know what the dimensions are, but it holds 2 different size round dies. So that would be this one, and there's 3 set screws in there. One of them fills the split, and then there's this one here. I can't get it in there because the screws are out, but this is another for the smaller round die. Now I have a set of hexagon dies, and now I'm going to get this wrong probably, but I think a hexagon die is for chasing threads or cleaning threads up, and I think the round die is for cutting new threads. And I might have that backwards, but these are Imperial, and they're a little bit smaller. They're a little bit smaller than the round die. So, it's the 16th maybe an 8th, maybe a 16th. But anyway, it will fit in here. But there's no way to get it square, to get it straight. So you saw me just do this in part 1. Okay, the NT2 taper, about a 1/2 inch shank on it, and the body, I'm very happy with at this point. The fit is really nice, and I can feel you can feel the pressure. Well, it's not doing it now. There we go. Yeah, I love that. So I got a really good fit there. Now, the problem is I have to break into this end and match up that bore. Now, we can get the light inside here. Okay, if you can see, in the very center, the mark that the tip of the drill left. Okay? Now, isn't that nice? Okay, my thinking is I use the same method for finding the center on this. And yeah, it shows up. I went all the way around with the center finder and ended up with 2 lines in every direction, which left a nice little hexagon in the center, which I center punched. I will use a spotting drill. I'll probably just use a center drill. And I'm going to go in there with a much smaller drill, close to the size of that dimple in the bottom. Now, if I can come out with this drill through that center, I know I've hit my mark and I'll have no trouble maintaining that diameter and concentricity through the whole part. If I'm grossly off, it will end up just shortening this tool to the depth that I have, and it may even end up in taking maybe a ½ inch off of this piece. But what we want to do is we want to get a through hole and do it the way it was intended to do. I'm not a tool maker, I just play one on YouTube. So, let's get at it. We'll move the camera over here to another position. There we go. Down. And that's going to be a good start. Had not a unique problem, a unique problem for me because of the extreme shortness of my bed. It's hard for me to get a drill in this area. By the time I get my headstock on and I get a jobber length drill bit on there, I've run out of room. Now I do have, this is what I used on the other side, and it's a stubby drill. I forget the exact term that they call them, but this is only 4 or 5 inches, less than 4 inches long, and it'd be nice to have a whole set of this length drill bits. Okay, I can look up the proper name for it, but we'll come up with that a little later on after we do a break, which is right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring you back after I get my tailstock mounted and my drill bits set up, and we'll see if we can hit our mark. Okay, I had my center hole marked there, and I walked my bit into it and turned it by hand and got a start. I like the location. There's another method that I just started using for truing up something like this, and we're looking at the space between this corner and the tip of the parting blade, and we're going to spin around. Now if you're 3/16 away here, and you want to bang it back that direction. So basically I'm just going around and checking the location of the parting blade to the opposite side's location. And this is not going to be real accurate because these have been roughly filed and none of these points are at the same location. But it's just something I've done before and something I've seen done since, and it seems like a nice thing to pass on to someone who hasn't seen it. Like I said, if you need to come this way, just boom, boom, bang it, come back around to the opposite side, and then try to get those 2 points even. Then work 90 degrees and work those 2 points. So, since I already have my spotting drill, we're not relying on this method at all. It's just simply a demonstration. So my lathe is going the right direction. My tailstock is not locked. I have clearance everywhere. So we're going to go ahead and spin this thing up. I'm going to get a little bit of aluminum cutting fluid on the tip of that. These syringes come from my veterinarian's office. It's actually my cats and dogs veterinarian. This is a sign of a very sharp, balanced center drill. There's 2 initial curls, equal on both sides. Okay, well that's plenty to get my little drill started. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down the road here. This MT2 holder here with the center drill in it is a recent project. I discovered from Adrian out at Ade's workshop that these machinable soft MT2 taper tool holders were available. And nice little project. I'm going to eventually, I have a tool that has a spotting drill on one side and a center drill on the other. I'm eventually going to switch this out to that. But as long as this is cutting the way it's cutting, I'm going to keep it in the queue. Okay, now we're going to bring our drill chuck up, and we're going to see what I'm talking about with our handicap. Okay, we're having an issue with the compound. I generally don't use the compound, and I have it set at about 1.5 degrees, and that is not going to clear the chuck. So we're going to see how ridiculous it is, what you have to go through to. There, we're through. Okay, let's cross our fingers. Let's go ahead and pull this out of there. We'll pull the tailstock off as well. And let's go ahead and pull the part out and see if we, oh yeah. You remember what we were going for. We were going for that dimple. I'd say we hit it. I'm saying we can go ahead and open that up with this drill. And it's going to take just about all of that drill to do that. So we're going to go back in here. I'm not going to keep it all the way flush to the face. I'm going to back it up a little bit so I can have some wiggle room. I'm going to use my center drill to line that up. Before I tighten down the Okay, it would help if I remind me not to start the lathe, because that chuck's going to run right into my carriage. Okay, now that's clearing. Okay, I'll go ahead and tighten up my 3-jaw. Okay. So now I'm happy with the goes up there in its new home, and then here comes okay, I'm going to need to get a little further up on my bedway. Okay, I've just what kind of room I got here? I'm hanging over right there, but the plate holding us to the bedway is fully encompassed inside the ways underneath, so that's a good fit. So this is going to be a straight through. We'll bring the boring bar back, open that thing back up to right around a 1/2 inch. Put some oil on there. You know what? That always helps. long as those chips are clearing, there's no reason to stop. Probably going to be cutting about an inch off of this thing's overall length. I forget exactly. I just knew I wanted to leave extra. Okay, things are starting to get clogged up in there now. So, even though I'm going to be opening the hole up, I would rather not get all this stuff welded to my drill bit. Okay, I got a chip here that just about comes up to my mammary glands if I had them. If I had small ones. Made it to my nipple. Now, as far as having a tool on each end of this, I really haven't decided yet. Because I can do, here comes the end of this hole. Right, well, I guess we could shoot the camera down the spindle and see what that looks like. Although I have my other tailstock mounted die holder that holds the, let's just call it what it is, the round dies, which are 800 thousandths, which is 13 sixteenths or 51 64ths. Maybe it'd still be a good idea, because if this is the only, this tool would handle both round and hex of similar dimension dies. So that would mean boring another 250 thousandths, a little bit greater in diameter than the other side. Yeah, and that's it. I think I'm stalling. I don't know if I want to look in there. Maybe I shouldn't even look in there. Maybe we should just get on with boring that out. Okay, there's that. So chuck is off. Gonna get things tidied up a little bit. Bring in the boring bar and does it look crooked? Okay. You know, a lot of people talk about your eye, and you can really discern a lot just visually whether something is square or not. I think we were turning these before at about 500 RPM. I think 20 thousandths might have been, I think maybe 15 thousandths was about my, okay, let's stop for a second here. Make sure everything's good. Everything is not good. Okay, remember I had to move my compound. Watch this. So we'll fix that. Where's my power feed at? That's awful tight. I'm not going to use the power feed because you take away the feel of and you start destroying things. I always want to turn this stuff by hand to make sure everything is running smooth before I hook up that drill. It's just a drill with a modified spark plug socket. It fits into the handle. There. Kind of works like this. Got some putty in there. So that would have been kind of disastrous if I'd gone ahead and machined that. Okay. I got that super tight, so this is for rigidity. Now, if my thread dial was still on this machine, I wouldn't be able to back up this far. I gained 2 inches by removing the thread dial. Okay, we're spinning the right direction. Tool is now locked in. We're going to run our RPMs up. We'll get close to 500. There's 450. See what it does on its own here. 475. That's over 500. A little deflection. I want to take a little less of a cut here. the depth. I'm going to send some light down my tail shaft, my spindle. Of course, you can't see anything when there's all those chips in there. Here it comes. Okay, I say we just make a few more runs here and see how it plays out. Got quite a bit to take out of here. I'd like to sharpen that tool a little bit. Matthew, I'll bring you back. Okay, we gotta be getting close. I think it's actually already off. I think we actually ran out of depth. So let me loosen this blade up, forward it. Yeah, there was all kinds of things going wrong there. You see here, my tool post is running into my live center. So we get a nice opportunity to see this thing get put back in alignment. That's the wrong way. Okay, so I'm looking at this gap right here. Okay, I'm going to move around 180 degrees. And the gap is much greater here. Almost touching. Okay, just about touching there. Back this off a hair. Okay, let's try this one. Is that? I'll try this. Damn near touching. That's good. Well, you know what? As long as we're still connected here, yeah, we're good all the way around there. So, we're going to once again extend our parting blade, and that should solve all of my issues. Well, I have other issues, but okay, we're clicking the lathe off. We pulled out all the stops. My wife said I'm obsessed. Well, it may be. Yeah, I've been at it for quite some time. Of course, operation that might take, a machinist 5 or 10 minutes. It takes me an hour. And sometimes there's backtracking. But I did accomplish quite a bit. Working on uploading part 1. It's been uploading since about 5 hours. But now the fun part is cleaning up. I do get some enjoyment there. And maybe I could get a job in a shop as like the janitor or something, and be happy for the rest of my life. Made some chips, got some aluminum, made a tool. Well, I got a lot further on in making a tool. I got the main body, made main body done. And I'm happy with it. I was attacking a piece from opposite ends, and I was able to drill a hole that matched the opposite bore. In other words, I was able to drill a hole in the middle on both ends. So, you know, that's an accomplishment. I have the little machine shop one that holds the larger dies. It holds the smaller round dies. I have nothing to hold the little hexagon dies that I have. I think I have 6 different dies in the Imperial. So on the new one, I did the smaller round and the hexagon. And boring went out nice. I had a boring bar that I haven't used as of yet. This is the first time I used it, and it's relatively, it's pretty stout. It's got some length to it. And so, kind of putting things up, I used this nice big countersink for the first time. 82 degrees countersink. CS-36, 7/16 half-inch screw size. Weldon Tool Company, Cleveland, Ohio. I've used the smaller versions of this. Take care of that later. You know what? Later, it never comes. Let's just do it right now. No, that thing's filthy. Okay, I guess I should show you what I got. I got a lot of what I need to do anodizing, and this is something that I would love to anodize, of course, in red, match the lathe, and so that might be another video, because I really want to do that. I came up with a great little electrode for the tank. I can just lay my eyes on it. I'd love to show it to you. Oh. Well, I can't see it right off the bat though, but it's nice. Got negative current going down into the solution, connected to lead, and then the positive current goes to the part, as I've been led to believe. Okay, this goes in this drawer. This goes down to shouldn't have stayed up all night and day doing it, but what the hey? What's he got in his pocket? So here's my piece part as it stands now. This is come on now, everything fit before. It's cooled off, nothing wants to work. So there it is with the hex. And I'm thinking, as far as set screws go, 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock to give me that adjustment up and down. Actually, really not necessary. This has very little play in it. Okay. And then the round die, I have a 256. I used in a project. I bought this from American Drill. It's a split die, and it drops into this end, and it too is a pretty good fit. My bore, I got some chatter in here on this face. This side came out a lot better inside here. I was losing the part a lot in here, and I got a lot of chatter on that face. And I may go in there with a hand tool of some type and flatten that bottom out. So, and like I said, I'd love to anodize it. So what we have left to do with that is to drill and tap for, I guess, grub screws. That's set screws. I need to find out what the difference is, I guess. But yeah, I'm 90% cleaned up here. Just